Is stock exchange acceptable to Islam? What is a stock exchange? A stock exchange is a secondary market. It's a market like any other markets where shares are bought and sold. It is called a secondary market because the primary market for shares is when they are sold or offered to be sold by the companies whose shares they are. But after having become owners of the shares, shareholders enjoy a privilege, a possibility of selling their shares in the stock exchange, which is the secondary market. Obviously, while we invest in a business, we have one consideration, which is to get profits, dividends, returns. But we also have another consideration that as and when there will be a need for us to liquidate our investment in a company, in a business, we should also be able to liquidate it and get returns in the form of liquid cash. This possibility is made available by the stock exchange. So in stock exchange, what is essentially happening is that you sell your shares and you can buy shares of companies, other companies, from individuals, from people who are doing this business. And it's a place where every day there are many, many such transactions taking place. What businesses are done in a stock exchange? There are a number of businesses that are done in a stock exchange. The simplest of them is the buying and selling of shares which are there present either in the hands of the sellers who sell them to those who are buyers and transfer them physically, or there are now mechanisms which enable this transfer to be done in a manner that the physical transfer is not necessitated anymore. However, there are other businesses also that are done. Like, for example, the real exchange of selling and buying of shares is not done, but it is actually imagined by some investors. It is declared by some people through mutual understanding that if a certain value, a certain share reaches a certain value, they will buy it then. Or if it comes down to a certain value, they're going to only sell it then. In other words, they are just speculating. At times, people do not have shares available with them. They only are looking at the rise and fall of the values, and they have made commitments to others that if a certain value is reached, then they will step in. So obviously, this is something which is not the real physical exchange of shares. It's something which is based more on expectations of how different shares would move up and down. Also, there is another instrument called debenture, which is not a share. It's an instrument of debt. That is, companies, they float debentures in the market, and then they are able to get loans from the public, and these loans are given on the basis of interest. So what is acceptable and what is unacceptable in stock exchange? What is acceptable is the simple buying and selling of shares. There is nothing wrong in it, whether it's done in high volume or low volume. Buyers and sellers, they agree to a price, and that's how it's done. Even when a person is selling something which is not in his ownership, but has had an understanding with other parties that if a certain value is reached, he is going to sell shares which don't belong to him. If there is nothing otherwise wrong in it, then the mere fact that the person does not own the shares and he's selling because the owner has agreed with him that they will distribute and share the profits according to a certain ratio, again, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. However, if this arrangement is used to exploit, and if shares are bought to not allow others to do investment with negative intentions, then obviously it's wrong. And also, debentures are not acceptable to Islam because they carry interest rates as the mechanism of payment, which we have already seen is not allowed unless it is within the range of the rate of inflation.